Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I'm Gary, your host. And this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. This time, I'm going to take a look at this magazine. This was a magazine format, not full-size magazine, not comic book. It's comic, but I mean not comic book sized. This is so that could get on the magazine racks at bookstores and grocery stores and the like. Any place that sold regular magazines. This is Wolverine and the X-Men magazine, #1, and to my knowledge, the only one. And of course, it's all reprint material in here from other stuff. This was, and of course, it was to highlight Wolverine, because this is from 2009, and that's the year when it's about the time that X-Men Origins Wolverine was released, 2009. Of course, starring Hugh Jackman. It's I know did not do that well, especially with fans. Just did not necessarily care for it. I like it. It's got problems, but definitely has problems with it, and and then they kind of just ignored it, of course, for continuity in the movies. Of course, they were playing fast and loose with in universe continuity in the movies in the first place, but they just kind of ignored that. Especially the part about Deadpool. That was the big kicker with all the Deadpool stuff. And they still managed to come back with Ryan Reynolds, who played Deadpool in this movie, to come back and do the Deadpool movies because he was perfect for it. Well, anyway, this magazine. It's all ages, and here it says, "Whoops." How come that always happens? Have Marvel.com or MarvelKids.com, because all ages. So they were, the more kid-friendly stuff. And so the first thing that there is being reprinted here is from Wolverine First Class X issue #1, which was a kind of an out of continuity, main continuity title, and of course highlight, because Wolverine was so popular, the most popular. He wanted to highlight him, and of course in this run he was playing mentor to Kitty Pryde when she first became part of the X-Men. As a teenager, and the whole thing is basically her writing her in her diaries. Is August 20th. She's just gotten there, just in her room, and she's been invited with other X-Men to at the Xavier Institute to participate in their unique version of volleyball. Didn't have quite enough people to go around, so they Nightcrawler played, because of his abilities. He played on both teams. Bamf, 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 and Kitty is a little put off by Nightcrawler, because the last one I did in the X-Men was that graphic novel, and the whole thing hinged on her and Wolf and Kitty and what's his name? I just said it. Nightcrawler. She was frightened by him, but then became fast friends. Well, here is Wolverine not happy. They wanted him to catch the ball. Well, he caught it all right with his claws. Then they she's called to Professor X, and mentions stuff about her mutant abilities, how she was causing problems for her in her life, and her family really didn't know about it. But and of course, her family doesn't really realize at the time that she is a mutant. So got some kind of mutant-related emergency, rather not a real big one, but a smaller one, and he wants her to go with Wolverine. Ties her and Wolverine together as mentor and mentee. Neither are happy about it because they don't really care for each other at the time. And she's sent to this. Okay, we'll do it. It's her first time out in the plane and in her new X-Men uniform, trainee uniform, and says, it's not my name. Says, hey, what code name do you think I should use? I can't decide between Phase and Phantom Girl. What about Mute Girl? Yeah, he doesn't want her to speak. They get there someplace out in a smaller town in the Appalachian Mountains somewhere, and he wants her to just stay at the plane. Of course, she phases through. he can't just lock her up. They go in. The place seems deserted, and is following the tracker from Cerebro. And he sniffs, and suddenly people bust out, "Oh, muties, ah!" And they're under attack. They don't want to, but they're not supposed to, injure people. And but they do what they can, and they have to beat feet. Get into the grocery store, running around. Oh, there's more in there, and they're all coming after him. And Wolvie, he's really getting pissed. I got enough hate for all of you put together. And she just runs and runs, tells her to get out of the till she finds the house. This is where was the center point of all this stuff. The mutie scum, blah, blah, blah. And then she sees some pictures in there, and then she sees there's a teenage mutant girl. And in these pictures, and that's odd because they seem to be rather, what's the word I'm trying to think of? My brain's kind of fuzzy this morning. Accepting of her, while Wolverine is still doing his thing, but really trying to, but almost been overpowered by his rage. Wolverine, wait, listen to me. Unfortunately, he hasn't been killing people, but he does do a lot of damage, and finally he gets control of himself, and they're able to track the girl. She's in hiding out in the woods someplace, and all this mutant hatred. He says, your mutant power must be to project your emotions, right? Well, you're not quite experienced enough yet to send out a distress signal, and that was the signal that Cerebro was getting. That she was frightened by something, and she was projecting her fears to everyone in the town, because the people in town had actually liked her and was accepting of her until her fear was projected to everyone else, and so they're all afraid and hateful of mutants at the time. So here they are back there, and says, and you let and he's Wolvie is Logan is really still not happy with Xavier, and you let the Pride Girl come along anyway. Said you knew that new mutant power was to pump up emotions. She could have sent me off on one of my animal rages, which almost did. And you let the Pride Girl come along anyway. You knew what I could have done to her. Perhaps I believed the risk was far outweighed by what she could do for you. And he's still not happy, and Kitty was listening at the door. She goes back and she's to her room, writing more in her diary blog, I guess. And then here's Wolvie call her, Kitty, come on. Why, another volleyball game? Nah, I'm not much of a team player. I just bought a used motocross bike out of the local penny saver. Want me to show you how to pop wheelies without a helmet? So do I. So now they're on the road to becoming fast friends. And the title of that story, I don't know why they put it at the end. That's dumb. The Buddy System was, and it was written by Fred Van Lent and drawn by Andrea DeVito. A very nice job on both counts. I really enjoyed the story. Really like the artwork. There are moments that I'm not too happy about in Kitty, but overall it was fine. Then I'm not going to get into the stories of these, but this is because it's all focusing on Wolverine. It's reprinting Hulk 180 and 181 with fighting Wendigo, because that is the introduction where we were first introduced to the Wolverine. 180, 181. And this was written by Len Wein, art by Herb Trimp and Jack Abel. And it's a fun, unusual, slightly different take on Wolverine that we are used to now. But this was his original appearance. But even though we don't learn much of his backstory in here, here's a nice double-page spread. Astonishing X-Men includes Fantastic Four and other Marvel characters. Double-page spread of the poster. Yeah. Hulk fighting Wendigo as ads for subscriber cards. And that's the end. Then we have X-Men First Class. This was also a title, out of continuity title, but going back to the roots of early days of the original X-Men 101, of course, with Beast, Cyclops, Marvel Girl, and Iceman. This is when Bobby was first learning to have the icy appearance rather than the snowy appearance. And as again, nicely drawn. Good job on the wings. The wings can be difficult to draw, and all around fun, interesting title and story. And then here's funny, another Serial Quest. The Mini Marvels presents Serial Quest, starring Wolverine. Of course, a little Wolverine story. That's funny. Oh, and he helps the bear in the bear trap, and then the bear whacks him with a golf club. Oh, Mama Bear whacks him with the golf club. It's all just good, clean fun. Oh, there's another nice drawing. That's from the Ultimate. And notice even the cover illustration here was from the Ultimates line, which was a cover used on one of the single issues and on one of the reprint volumes. And that's a good fun read, and some nice artwork. Of course, the one thing that I like here is that it's not a bunch of continuing stuff, unlike the Ultimate X-Men and most of the others. Never-ending stories. You can read issue after issue after issue, and it never seems to come to an end. Anyway, so that's all I've got to share with you this time. So please like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments down below. Have you seen this particular magazine before? Have you read this stuff any of the stuff that's been reprinted in here? And how did you like it? And tell me what you thought of the movie that it was intended to be promoting. X-Men Origins Wolverine. And all that other stuff. Anything else you can think of, let me know in the comments below. And remember, comics are art.